We have to wake up to inform the public about the actual existential crisis we're facing. If you look what's happening in Ukraine, the public aren't complaining because their lifestyles are changed.
That's because of a war.
Yes, but this is a greater war. This is, according to Lord Stern, the chief economist to the World Bank, says this crisis, climate crisis, is worse than the First World War, Second World War, and the Great Recession put together. And Chatham House, one of the world's top think tanks, says we've got 1% chance. 1% chance of not breaching 1.5 degree rise in temperature. Would you or you get on a plane with a 1% chance of landing? Because that's what we're doing to our climate and our future for our kids.
Okay, let's look at what exactly you wrote in this article for your paper, The Independent. And in it, you talk about how people may not understand how criminal their holiday flights are. And you describe the rank criminality of rich people flying on holiday. And you even describe them as so-called victims. Again, and also you're targeting rich people. You do know poorer people, those on maybe minimal incomes. You've got so many budget airlines right now. You've got people who don't necessarily are rich going away as well. You're targeting them.
Well, we're not actually... If you're arguing that in the cost of living crisis, people are flying abroad on holidays on £5,000 holidays, I'm afraid you're on a different planet than I am.
So, you know what, Donnachadh, I come from a really working class background.
So do I.
We have a poverty-stricken... My mum's from Ghana, and we did manage to go away to Ghana when she saved that money. She worked really hard for it and managed to go back home to visit family.
Do you know what percentage of the world population flies each year abroad? It's 4%. It's a tiny, rich elite that are flying. People who can afford to fly to Ghana on holidays are part of the world's rich elite, I'm sorry.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Mum, we're rich. We were rich when we were kids. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, most people actually in the world had nowhere near the wealth to be able to fly to Ghana. And we have to think about the consequences of people in the third world.
You obviously haven't been to Heathrow in December when you got Ghanaians, Nigerians. It was one of the biggest earners for British Airways, actually West African people who aren't rich.
You know the threat to Lagos, the capital of Nigeria? It's going to be flooded. Already the capital of the Philippines is being moved.
Poor people do travel as well.
No, the actual fact is that if we don't stop flying, the world's poorest are going to die in greater and greater numbers. In the middle of a heat wave, 43 degrees, the idea that rich people are flying out of the UK and we want to feel sorry for them is a joke.
Should we look at those travelling, Nina, as criminals almost just for daring to go on holiday?
Absolutely not, and it's not 43 degrees.
I said we're looking for potential 43 degrees this week. Are we or we are not? We're looking... The Met Office said it's a potential 43 degrees.
Listen to you talking, so can I just say something? We're talking about hard-up people who have saved up all year to take their children for a holiday. Everybody... Would you agree people need holidays?
I think children's lives need protecting. Do you think children's lives need protecting?
No.
Oh, yes.
Answer the question. No.
I'm here to have a debate.
Answer a question.
Yeah.
Do people need and deserve holidays?
Yes.
Thank you. Right. So these people probably have not had holidays.
But they don't need to fly to have a holiday.
Just a minute.
Do they need to fly to have a holiday?
Just a minute.
Do they need to fly to have a holiday?
Would you stop? Just allow me to say what I'm just going to say. These are people who probably might not have had a holiday for 2.5 years since the pandemic began. We are in
That's untrue. They would have a holiday in the UK last year.
But they might not have had a holiday in the UK this year. You have no idea.
They had the ability to have a holiday last year.
They have ability to have a holiday.
Good.
But people also need sunshine. They need to be a break.
That's not true.
They need to have a break away from the regular normal. The point being that since the pandemic, all the prices of hotels, holidaying in this country costs a fortune. It's much cheaper to go abroad. And we're talking not about, as in your independent piece, you talked about a family of 4 flying to New Zealand. That's the furthest you can fly. So you're the most extreme
I also talked
example.
about the Canaries.
But I'm not even talking about the Canaries. We're talking about people going to France or Spain. A little hop. We're not talking about massive...
Andrew, really quickly, do you feel sorry for people caught in queues hours on end and sometimes having their flights cancelled?
I think our guest is a fanatic and an extreme. If anyone's in extremes, it's him with his views.
Sorry, extremism is killing people.
It's offensive. It's offensive.
Killing
to
people's
call people
extreme.
who are saving up for their family to take them on holiday once a year to call them extremists and to
you're being extreme.
And to try and make them feel guilty is a crime.
Do you think it's OK to spend 20 years of your household electricity emissions on one holiday? Do you think that's right in a climate emergency?
Yeah. I think people have a choice, and what you want to do? You want to ground every single plane in the world tomorrow?
No, I want to ground every single holiday plane.